want some, get some, bad enough, take some.
Alive and awake, and welcome to episode 89 of FANGIN and BANGIN with Gangrel. Welcome Nikki Black back, and Nikki Black back. She got back. Nikki Black's back with back. Well, Nikki Black, whatever. Nikki
B's fine.
Yeah, she's back another year older and blessed this earth. 27 now, right? Or you don't know what you know. You're 26, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1.
27.
27. Yeah. Getting there. 27.
Oh, gosh.
Goodness. I had 3 lives, 27, and about 20 more, about 55. Then Raymond over there somewhere. I can't even see him. Maybe I got to get rid of these sunglasses. I've been debating that or not. Maybe I should leave it up to people if I should get rid of the sunglasses.
Yeah.
If there's anybody listening, maybe let me know. If you want to get rid of the glasses so you can see my beady eyes and see what they're all shifty about or whatnot, or if just leave them on if they don't bother you or whatever. Just let somebody know. But what's up, Nikki? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fanging and banging 24/7, all in, just grinding. Can't stop, won't stop, whatever, what all those things they say, want some, get some, bad enough, take some, all that stuff. I'm good. I had thank you for the donut you brought me. Looked like I had poop all over my face and fingers. Looked like
brownie batter.
Looked like I had an accident in the restroom. You just want to vision that, but still smells chocolatey though. It smells good.
Better than
what was that, brownie batter?
Yeah, brownie batter.
Yeah, brownie
so
batter.
good. They only bring it
Brownie
around.
batter makes you fatter, right? Is that how that goes? That's what it sounds like. It was really good. It tasted that good, so I guarantee
From my
I
back getting whiter.
gained another some pounds. So what's going on with you? How was your birthday?
It was good. It was nice and chill. There's been so much going on all the time that it's just nice to kind of,
Okay. Since you're here, I'm gonna call you out on something.
Oh God.
You know that you're not supposed to be putting videos up at the wrestling school. So what is this Instagram you have? Nikki
Blackbird?
Is it Nikki Blackbird? So that's what it's called, Nikki Blackbird on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think.
so
No, I'm thinking.
all right, so if you want to see another side of Nikki Blackbird, you can go check out Nikki Blackbird on Instagram. I don't even know what her real name is. I have it on my thing. I just look for all the. It's like a three-letter name, but Nikki Blackbird, and she's up there posting power bombs on poor Joe Garcia, who thinks the whole world's conspiring against him. Last night I had a 20-minute talk to him to convince him that Judy was not a demon.
I miss all the best classes. I feel like anytime I'm not there,
it's
the
Wednesday
best
night.
stuff
There's a lot of slow moments. I
gonna-
do a lot of personal
I'm
counseling.
gonna be switching up my classes. I'm telling you.
On Wednesday night, I do a lot of
to switch it
counseling.
up.
A little counseling with Noah, a little counseling with Joe. But it took me a while to convince him, just because she worked in a funeral home and she has maybe some type of Tourette's with the twitch, and that her eye rolls one way, and she's always
Vertigo?
mumbling that she's not possessed by a demon. I said, granted, I will give you the fact that she hangs around dead bodies all day.
Oh,
She's a
that's
bit
a
eccentric, and I can't even go into the alphabets or whatever her sexual preference is. None, I think. I don't even know. It's like a. She's a lot of things going on with her. Oh, and he's very bothered by her wrestling name. So, what does Evidia mean in Spanish? Evidia or something. He said it. I kept saying Evidia, but he would say it with a Spanish twist on it. But
so
sleep.
well,
or
I
death
know what
or
Nvidia means, which is envy. But
that's what he was saying.
But
That's
the
what he
way
was
she
saying.
spells it is with an I instead of an E.
And I tried to convince him that hers is some other
So
crazy
it's-
thing. It's nothing to do with envy or anything.
Yeah.
like
So
that.
I don't know what it is with the I. I know with an E in Spanish it means envy.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, you could go to CCW. You could check it out. Nvidia, and what's the name of her group now? Do you even know the name? It's something. Nvidia and something. I just saw a video.
Crap. In the
Whatever. Her minions, as she'll put it, but
Invoked.
the Invoked.
I was like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
literally right here. The Invoked.
The Invoked. So you can check it out. You can let us know if you think she's possessed by a demon or not. I think she's just really creative and a heck of a character and very talented
I like her
and
character.
super talented. And I think she's just got the whole world worked and for her own advantage to keep people away. I think it's like her defense mechanism to keep everybody away. You know how some people they don't want to do a lot of work, right? So I've known guys that are like super, super smart, really like good, and they'll just act like what, like they don't understand anything, and I'll know this person personally, And I go, oh, they're just hustling everybody because they don't want any responsibility. They don't want anybody to know that they actually know stuff. And so then they sit there in the cut and they see and hear everything and they absorb it all and they absolutely produce no work at all. Like nobody asks nothing of them because they're like, oh, he doesn't know anything. They just write him off as that guy. But that guy, he's taking in all this, he's absorbing all this information, he's watching everything and doing absolutely nothing to contribute because he doesn't want to. This is a defense thing. It's another defense thing. You know, people do that. You don't know anybody like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, in the field I'm in, I get to see that a lot. You see a lot of people hustling other people, and it's like, man.
I see it a lot in wrestling, and I see the opposite. I see a lot of people that don't, excuse my language, that don't know anything about anything, trying to convince the world that they know everything about everything. And of all,
I've seen those too.
They got the third eye. They're all seeing eye of everything, but they absolutely don't even know a wristwatch from a wrist lock. And it's just, it's just, it knows. You know, you can see them coming a mile away, but it is what it is, and you know, we do what we do. So enough of that. So you had a great birthday. You're 27. Everything's rocking. Check her out. Instagram. Raymond, you don't got an Instagram. He's like, his last name sounds like a funeral home, mortuary or mortuary.
Moulton.
What is it?
Moulton.
Yeah. Moulton Funeral Homes and Services.
Oh,
right?
God. Enough about funeral homes. So scary. Well, someone's birthday's coming up, too.
Well, maybe that's why I'm thinking about funeral homes, because I'm 55. God, that's like one step into the hearse right there, and then a vampire character on top of that. So I'm like really pushing the boundaries.
That is terrible.
But
no, it's horrible.
So you're good. You're 27. Do you feel like you're moving along where you want to be career-wise in professional wrestling? Do you feel like you're on the right track, training, or what do you feel? What do you got?
Yeah, I feel like I'm advancing. I could definitely do a lot better. I feel like, there's a lot of things that I can do way better, but it's one of those things where it's like, like I know I should be doing better, but how do I bridge that gap?
I was just as you were talking. You're fine. You got a power bomb, man. You got a power bomb. I'll give you that.
Is that like a hard move to do? I don't know.
No.
I was gonna say it didn't.
No, it's not. It's not me being sarcastic. It's like you're getting there. It gets you a few power moves, but I really need you in the class. Yesterday's class, but I won't go into that on air. But it's a good class. It's me as an instructor forgetting the important things of building a foundation and putting things together smaller and maybe forcing people to do it so they could feel it and understand it instead of giving more free will of like, hey, go in there, but taking more control and saying, no, do this and then do that and then do this and then add to that after you get this and you get that. But Wednesdays are a little bit slower class, so it tends to happen more like that. So, but I
took the hint.
I'll get with us, some people, and we'll play that floor. I think it's gonna help you. But I was thinking though, when you said about bringing up funeral homes a lot, I was in California this weekend, right? So
Raymond, are you listening?
So no. I was in California working for a Hawaiian dude. He lives in Hawaii. He lives in
this
like
is my emotional support dog.
He lives outside. His name's Clay, and he's Hawaiian. And he sings, and he was like like the godson to the I always get the name wrong, the really big Hawaiian dude that sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow, a really big guy that passed away. But he sings all the songs. He's a Hawaiian musician, but you know what he does for a living? Like, you know what he does? And I was riding in the van. I was like, ooh, this is like
works at a funeral home?
No, he goes around worse. Goes around scooping up the dead bodies wherever. They call him, like he's an independent contractor. Like, hey, we got like a squash body over here on I-5. Can you come scrape it up and put it in a body bag and take it to the funeral? Or we just found a body in the room over here for 3 months, super bloated up. And he comes in all like hazmat up, swoops it up at 3 a.m. And he just rolls up in that van. And then here I am riding when he picks me up at the airport. And he picked me up in his truck, but then we switched vehicles because he had like music or sound equipment in it for the show. And I'm like, going, is this the van he rides in? And then his aunt was there, right? She was over from the island, and she goes, "Oh, last time nephew had me in this van." She speaks like a broken English. Like in Hawaii, they don't pronounce everything. They cut like words out, right? Like, dead bodies in here. My nephew's so strange, like, this is the van. I'm thinking of riding around. I mean, bodies. been beheaded or disemboweled or dismembered or bloated to the but sitting right like just right behind. I sat in the front seat, thank goodness, because if I would have been in the back seat where they put the seats back in, I don't know. But it's a little eerie thing. But maybe that's why. Maybe death has just been floating around me. I've just been around a lot of death lately. And unfortunately, the last episode we talked about Frankie Ciazzo passing away. That was a sad thing at 47 or 48 he was. But we already covered that, and he's missed and loved, and I move forward. So happy birthday, right? You had a good birthday.
It's like
I am smelling like a rose on my birthday deathbed. I am smelling like a rose because I'm dead and bloated.
Not dead, just bloated.
STP, Stone Temple Pilots, who I believe the singer that is also passed away.
We should start a band. Singing and banging. Raymond, you down?
Yeah.
Singing and banging? Tuning and banging. I don't know. We'll think of a name.
Maybe winning and grinning.
Jeez.
I don't know. Fangin' a band. I don't know. I couldn't be in a band because I would want to be the singer and I can't sing. So
that's what would make it great. I feel like people would love to see that. It'd have
to be like some kind of metal. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, fangin' and banging 24/7.
I can't play any instruments, but
you can have to rap. He's a better rapper.
Rap like a hip hop, a hippie did a hippie, the hip hop. You don't stop it, rock it to the bang bang, a boogie set up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Now what we, not really,
so like, but you have a good auction voice.
Oh, so you're saying I'm a country music singer now?
No, like auction, like when you're reading out like auctions, like 27, 20, I can't even do it, but it's like when they're auctioning
26, 26, 27, 27, we got nigga beach coming up here, 27, 27. Now you can have a piece of nigga B in that back black attack there for $27. There we go.
I found his calling.
No, enough of my mess. We were California was good. So this week we got a CCW in Kissimmee. Are you going up? No, I'm not going up. Well,
I thought about it.
Did you? Can I ride in that nice Mercedes? Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I stop getting nails in my tires, that'd be great. 3 nails in 2 weeks. I'm like, and I looked up the spiritual meaning of nails and tires because I'm like, there's a sign out of this, there has to be. And it's about like change and perseverance. And I've been having like a lot of weird stuff happening where I have to be, persevering or I guess like, have perseverance. But it's interesting. That might be a sign. So I just have
I had a dream,
keep going.
And I don't know if there was a sign in it, but in my dream, P. Diddy touched me. Like it wasn't good, man. I woke up, I was like, I'm being groomed. I don't know. I'm like, what's going on? I mean, I don't know. Justin Bieber, everything.
I would pay to be in your brain one day. Like I just want to know what goes through your head 24/7.
You do not. Nobody wants to know what goes through my head.
Like I would just pay to shadow your brain one day.
You would.
I would come out just hearing colors and.
You would never be the same. You would never look at anything ever the same in this world. And not even rose-colored glasses would help you after you've been inside my mind.
Well,
the only one that might there
anymore either.
The only one that might be able to dabble in my mind and get back out and be okay would be Andy Warhol. But then again, he has a phone that talks directly to God, so he's gonna be all right. So I'm telling you, do not want to go in the depths of my dark mind.
I need to borrow his phone.
There's things from Wizard of Oz to The Sound of Music to Hellraiser being disemboweled and you don't want it in my mind. You just don't want it in my mind.
Oh,
Nobody wants it in my mind. I don't even want it to be in my mind. I can't escape it. Like especially that P. Diddy shit. Like I was like, I just woke up going, I never remember any dreams. So why did P. Diddy touch me?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, no good. But yeah, so boom, we have this Friday we have it's a CCW show, Concord Kissimmee. The Sun on the Beach. I think I'm wrestling somebody named Dirty Dick Devin. Or,
That's Saturday?
Dirty Devin something. Yeah, no, Friday. At CCW, Concord on the Beach.
Okay.
It's 3 Ds.
Triple D.
Triple D. 3 Ds. 3 Ds. It's not the Dudleys. It's Dirty Devin Diaz? Dirty Devin Diaz, I think. Dirty Devin Diaz, yeah.
I saw the thing, but I didn't see his name.
I seen him. I didn't really. Apparently, he was on the CWF shows, but like I was so busy. I worked like 5 matches that last time we taped. That I'm almost ashamed that I didn't. I can't. I probably said hello and everything, but I was just so swamped with matches and running things and stuff like that. But everybody goes, no, you know him. He's a great kid. So I'm not sure. But then he did a promo, and he had Toby Keith playing Rest in Peace, another guy that's passed away.
Oh, that
stomach
was
cancer.
crazy, yeah.
62, Toby Keith. You know he wrestled? I was in a battle royal with him.
What?
I was in a battle royal with Toby Keith. He suplexed Jeff Jarrett in
It
that
was
battle
my
royal.
second ever country concert ever.
It was in TNA. He did we were in some kind of battle royal, and I remember he gave Jeff Jarrett a suplex in it, and I was in there.
So
TNA.
random.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that's Toby Keith, and like, oh, he's really big. He was like a big dude. Like he was a big ass country dude. Yeah. So like, I guess.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I guess that's my 6 degrees or whatever. I mean, if that, whatever. No, I met him because I remember he did his suplex and everything. And he came back and goes, hey, Bubba, how'd that look? Bubba, is that good? You know, he was so pumped. And I go, God, I remember being excited about that. Like about wrestling like 30 years ago. This was like, back then it was, I'd say about 25 years ago. Like, so I've been wrestling 36 years or 37 years now.
You're coming up on 38.
Coming up on 38. Wow. Okay. But yeah, I remember being that excited, and it was, I don't want to say it was cute because he was like 6'3" or 4", or like a big man, so it wasn't cute. But it was like he was so excited because he gave a suplex, and but yeah,
grown man can say it's cute.
But it's a loss in the country music world.
Definitely.
And, Toby Keith. So that's another 62 stomach cancer. What a horrible way to go. But where were we at? What were we talking about? I'm so lost all the time. Oh, Dirty Devin Diaz. 3 Ds. Dirty Devin Diaz.
Triple D.
Or is it Dirty Devin Diaz? But he did a promo, whatever, and he said he goes, his promo was interesting. It was like, I didn't have enough money to come and train in South Florida with you 3 years ago, but now I'm gonna be in a ring with you 3 years from now. I'm like, oh, okay, don't beat me up. and what school was I running 3 years ago? Was it my school he couldn't afford? Or was it CCW's? Like, which school was it? Like he trained you, but. Yeah, now I'm wondering who did he train by? I don't know. So we'll find out. But he seems very cool. And everybody says he's a great guy. And they said he was able to wrestle Jonathan, and he had a good match with Jonathan. So
Nestor?
But yeah, Nestor. But they put Jonathan down. But I haven't seen Jonathan have a bad match with anybody. I think Jonathan's carrying everybody else. See, Jonathan's another one of those guys that wants you to think he doesn't know what's going on, but he knows 100% what's going on.
1,000%.
1,000 and then some. But yeah, so we got CCW Friday, Conquer on the Beach. Saturday, right here in Pompano. Mm-hmm. Well, we're in Highland now, but South Florida, Pompano, at the CCW, do they call it the arena? It's the school. It's a training facility, but they turn it into a studio. And so they'll have another, I suppose it's a taping, a championship wrestling from Florida. I'm the Florida heavyweight champion there, so I have to be there. So I'll be there. But I think there's still seats available. So if you're listening to this, if this is out by then, if not, sorry you missed it. But should be a good thing. I got the 500 or 600 pound beast man. How much does he weigh? I'm not body shaming this motherfucker. I mean, excuse me, but he's a big dude. How big is he? Like he's like 6'3".
I think what was it? I'm so horrible with this stuff.
You don't want to say how big he is?
No, I'm thinking.
I'm guessing 500. No, he's not 500. He's got to be 400 or 380. He's 380.
I was gonna say in the high threes. I don't know. 500 is like my.
But you can check him out, Beast Man. He carries a bone. He wears a skirt.
Looks like a
He's
Viking.
been in Oral Caveman, Viking Caveman / Mongoloid. I don't know. He's got from Pittsburgh, so he's got one of those heads. He's a big dude, really big dude. So I'll be facing him on Saturday, I believe. Chamberlain is Alex Chamberlain wrestling Martin Stone. That might be one of the matches. I'm not sure, or they might be tagging. I have no idea. Maybe they're working each other. That would be a good one. Either way, whether they tag or wrestle each other,
it'll be a good show. I'm excited.
It should be a really good show here in Pompano. Kevin Sullivan will be here. Bill Alfonso will be there. So if this is out and you hear this, get over there and see it. It'll be this Saturday evening.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. And if this comes out after, then well, hopefully it was a great show, and I'll be talking to you about it next week. So I'll tell you what you missed when I actually know the cards and I can see him in front of me. I believe there's
on Thursday.
I believe there's a tag. Maybe the Crown's there. The Crown. Maybe Lakai versus somebody. Maybe it's Lakai, and I don't know. So
that'll be good.
Should be good. It should be really. Hopefully, Florida's represented well, and it should be a fun show. Looking forward to that. So that's what I got going this weekend, and then Super Bowl Sunday. Who are you pulling for in the Super Bowl? Who is it? The Bucks and who's in the Super Bowl? Bucks Raiders. Who's in there? That's my two teams. I'm talking about. They're not. They can't. Bucks were in the playoffs, but times. So Chiefs.
Yeah, I know the Chiefs for sure are going to be there. So the Swifties reminded me on social
Yeah,
media.
the Chiefs. Chiefs and who?
Who's the other people playing? I'm so out of sports. Like this year, I've been so out of it. I have no idea what's going on in sports.
Nicole, you got it. Who is it, Raymond? Chiefs and who?
Go it.
The Jets.
No.
I knew the Chiefs for sure because I watched the game when they won to go to the Super Bowl.
San Francisco, baby. The
49ers.
49ers.
How did I not know that?
This is Jackal Stevens' favorite team. Jackal, so he's excited.
I saw a bunch of people post about it. Never mind.
So San Francisco and the Chiefs. So the old 49er crew versus the Swiftie crew. So yeah, similar color. So I don't know. Maybe the 49ers are favored. I don't know. I didn't look. I have no idea. But that's Sunday. So that's going to be my one day off. I'm going to chill on that. Monday, I'm not sure if I'm going to teach class or not. And then Tuesday, I'm off to the UK for Kapow out there. They have like 5 shows, a couple seminars. And then I'll get back on Monday. Come home, classes, and then Minnesota that weekend. And then back out to the classes and then back out to the UK again. So a lot of fanging and banging going on, a little grinding. And so I'm blessed. And hopefully my body holds up and it's good, but that's that. So now I guess we've gossiped and BS'd and bored everybody to death. We can move forward. Apparently, everyone, I guess Nikki B knew about it, but we got a new set. This was here. It was kind of partial of it. We were in it last week when I was here by myself without Nikki, but apparently there's a new format as well. So I have no idea. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to turn the reins over to Miss Nikki B, and I'm going to chill and just fill in when I'm needed or asked or whatever. So 1, 2, it's on you.
Oh yeah.
Go.
We have a Q&A, and this guy's @name is interesting. So show me your pooty poot wants to know.
You're going to show me your pooty poot? Susan's not going to like you showing me your pooty poot.
No, that's literally his name. I'm like, why would you?
He is show me your pooty poo. Okay.
No, this is good.
What exactly is the pooty poo? I think a pooty poo would be the yoo-hoo, the lickety lick or the lady part.
No,
Oh, you said your booty.
I mean, because poo is
Poo.
You know, so pooty poo. So like your booty.
Show me your booty. Poo. All right. What's he look like? I felt it as in. I don't want to see his pooty poo. Big bearded man. Looks like he's in a cold area. Nice picture. Like, he's handsome, but I don't want to see.
That looks like a beach. He's wearing a coat on the beach.
Hey, I've been on a lot of cold beaches. Like,
well, yeah,
I know a lot of cold beaches.
Right?
Beaches. Beaches. I know a lot of cold beaches. Beaches. When I was in Puerto Rico. Never mind.
Well, show me your pooty poo wants to know. Hey man, I wanted to say thank you. You made my Monday nights growing up awesome. I'd hear the Brood music and a 10-year-old me would jump up and scream in excitement. I never got to see you wrestle live or meet you. I know I'm not alone saying this for all the guys in the mid-30s, but we had the best wrestlers to watch. There was some magic to it that seems to fade the older you get. Thanks for bringing some happy moments to my childhood, man. Always stay fanging and banging.
24/7, man, and thank you for your screen name, because I'm forever gonna be showing me your pooty poo. You know,
like, that's a god tier name.
I can hear the 10-year-old you going banging and banging, show me your pooty poo, No, man, thank you for the compliment. I was blessed to be a part of the Attitude Era in that time of wrestling. I started when I was 17 and tail into territories and everything, and then just fell in there at the right place at the right time. Had a great entrance, great music, a great supporting cast. It turned out to be the main cast, and I became a supporting cast at some point. But it was all great, and I was just blessed to be a part of that. And I'm glad you found joy in it, and I still find joy in it. When I hear messages like that, Mr. Pooty Poo, show me your Pooty Poo, it's flattering, and makes it all the needs and the aches and pains and the trials and tribulations I have worth it. So.
No. We have Peter George 8658 saying, first video of his I am watching, and the way he's talking about stuff has really caught my attention. Great job. Keep up the videos, please.
The first video of mine he's watching, like the very first podcast or something?
I guess one of the videos that we posted.
Oh, is he like you? Look at the cat on his shoulder there. He looks a little bit like a Christian. A little bit. He's got a little Christian head tilt there. The cat's got the same pose too. Look at that cat. It's like a cool pose. But Peter George, 8658. Thank you, sir, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Kirkley, 1983. My friend Matt, who just got life in prison, unfortunately, is Gangrel's twin. I swear, they look identical. Same way.
Bro, his name is Matt. Because somebody told me I had a twin named Matt, and he did bad things. Is it South Florida? Hey, Kirkley, 1983. Are you from South Florida? Because I used to get blamed for something that Matt did all the time. They go, hey, man, I seen you out there. And it would be in some sketchy places. And I'm sorry he's in prison, though. And let me clarify that. But no, it's just freaking me out, man. Because I used to get called Matt. I used to get called Matt a lot and everything. And I'm like, who the flip is Matt? Like, what's going on? You got to tell me. Kirkley, 1983, like, what area is this in? Because it might possibly, who knows what my pops was doing. And my mom and them might have said, we don't need two of these mofos and shipped one out. Who knows? Hey, they're like that. They ship you in and out of my family. You wake up, you got a new brother. You wake up, there's another uncle living in the house. So they might have said, we don't need two Gangrels in the house. Two little Davids. We got to get rid of one. No, that's so freaky because really, I called Matt a lot.
Yeah, Kirk, we want to know. Is this the same guy? Are you in South
You're really
Florida?
freaking me out. How old is this message, Raymond? You put this on here.
I have a lot of questions.
This is a whole, but I might have to do a whole thing. So, prison. Damn, now I want to know,
Yeah, Kirk, we want to know.
Got life in prison, so he must have F somebody up. Like, oh, well. Yeah, that sounds like the guy that people are accusing me of. No, really? You think I'm joking? I am not kidding. That they would come up and call me Matt, and then other people say, "Dude, this is 20 you," but he was like in the sketchiest areas, like Sis Trunk, doing some, and like.
Might be him.
If you know Florida, you know that area. Like you don't belong down there if you ain't up to no good sometimes. But
Maria Bullen, 653 on Gangrel's Homecoming. I'm so happy I found you on here. I've always been a massive fan, but after seeing the way you are with your fans has left me an even bigger impression on me. You deserve so much more and still have so much to teach young wrestlers, in my opinion. Keep fanging and banging, Vampire Warrior.
Oh, the OVW, Vampire Warrior X. Thank you, Maria. Bullen, Miss Maria. Thank you. I try to. I give him a hard time, but I truly do love. Everybody complains about wrestling, right? And a lot of, like, not everybody, but a lot of the older wrestlers, right? And different people that have been around the block, and even fans. Wrestling's not the same, or it's this and this and that. But nobody does nothing of it, about it. But I figured if you can, instead of like talking a lot of crap and being negative, you just go out there and you try to change it one student and one person at a time. So that's a lot of it. What's going on with the rest of the school? I still try to instill a lot of the older ways, but I'm hip to the hop, and I like the newer stuff too. I mean, I'm not so hip to the hop, but I'm getting what they're laying down. I'm picking up what they're laying down and a new vibe of stuff. And I like it, but I love that. I try to instill the old school ways and older foundations in there, so they can have a great foundation to support all the really cool stuff they're gonna do as wrestling evolves on and morphs into what we watch today. So yeah, I'm proud to be a part of that process, and I'm blessed to have fans like you. Thank you.
That's so sweet. So there's a lot of rumors, and now I have to ask you these questions, and you need to tell me basically true or false, so fact or fiction, if they're...
Who's spreading these rumors?
Fans.
Fans.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they spreading these rumors, or are they just asking if they're rumors or if they're fact or fiction?
I guess it depends who you ask. Some people actually, like you said, some people believe it. Other people have no idea. They're just talking. There we go.
Fact or fiction, Nicole? Is your name Nicole or is it Nikki B?
Depends where I'm at. If I'm in the ring, I'm Nikki B. If I'm out and about, I'm Nicole.
Fact or fiction? Does Bigfoot exist?
Fact.
Fact or fiction? You still believe that those 8-foot aliens exist and they're 13-foot aliens or whatever in Miami?
Out there mixing up the ocean and have you seen? Okay.
These questions aren't like that, are they? Well, we got wrestling questions here.
So far I see wrestling questions. Bigfoot, can you sit down? All right, that works. Okay, so fact or fiction?
Fact or fiction? Was the DDT created by accident with Jake the Snake?
Is that one of? I saw something. No, never mind.
Fact or, I'm asking you.
Oh, was the
fact or fiction? Was the DDT an accident and it was created accidentally?
Fact.
Right. So if you listen to Jake the Snake or Lynn Denton, depending upon which one tells the story, Lynn Denton says he came up with it. Jake the Snake says he came up with. Lynn didn't be in the grappler, but he had a front face lock on, the front face lock, and they were working, and he tripped and fell. He sold it so good, it became the DDT. These are the two of them now. Lynn being the one receiving the DDT, Jake obviously the guy that did it because he made it super famous and
Does
uber
Gangrel
famous.
give the best DDT Fact or Fiction?
I used to. I think Jake by all means. Raven had a great one. Even Tommy Dreamer had a good one.
Sorry, we
But
derailed.
DDT, I don't know. Mine was an accident too. How it came up with the Impaler DDT, but I was a big
okay.
fan of them. But I gave several different types of DDT. I think I sent you a video where I used to do a DDT off the top of my shoulder, which I called the Super Impaler. But I could only do that when I felt healthy in the gym. Once my shoulders
I did see
got
that.
terrible, I didn't feel like I could
That's
do
the
it
video
safe
you
enough
posted,
to want to do
yeah.
it to a lot of people. But do I give the best? No. It's in the eye of the beholder, just like beauty. You know what I mean? Everybody sees what they want to see,
I think
and
it was
everybody
badass.
enjoys what they like. Yeah, I might see a 72 Chevelle and say that's a really sexy car. Someone might go, oh, that's a clunker. Or I'll see a 72 Monte Carlo that's got panels beaten off it and everything, and I go, oh, she could be a beauty. She's a beauty. Where everybody else go, oh, I need to go to the
Jamming in
junkyard.
the rough.
It's in the eye of the beholder. So
I like that. So the first one was you were set to feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin in a storyline that was scrapped at the last minute due to creative changes. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
You had a behind the scenes.
For the record, I didn't climb
sorry.
past mid card. I was Stone Cold was at the top of the food chain with The Rock and Undertaker. I mean, I floated around with Undertaker stuff, but that was still all I was a king of Saturday Night Heat for a while.
You had a behind the scenes role in training some of the
Saturday Night
WWE's
Jack.
top superstars of the 2000s. Sorry.
Do what now? I messed up.
Oh, no,
there.
you're good. You had a behind the scenes role in training some of the WWE's top superstars of the 2000s. Fact or fiction?
What is the 2000s? Are we in the 2000s still?
Yeah.
I don't know. How's that work? Is that 20s? Are we the 20s, 2000s? See, I'm not good with this.
Early
You can't throw a trick
2000s.
question at me. I could tell you that I helped train Rusev, which went on to be Miro, but I don't know if that's the 2000s. I don't know. I don't know what years. I can't keep track of years. I've trained a lot of guys over the years. There's been guys that I forgot that I helped train, like a Tony Mamaluke that was in the I don't know what he was in, but the Italian group. I don't know if it was the FBI's or whatever. There's been so many different people that I've worked with and trained with over the time.
Yeah, fact.
Fact? Okay. I don't know if you could tell me 2000. Get confused when you say 2000.
So another fact or fiction. There was a planned storyline that would have revealed your character as the mastermind behind several major plot lines in the Attitude Era.
Oh, that would have been cool. No.
Fiction.
Fiction, yeah.
Fact or fiction. Hulk Hogan was supposed to turn heel in the early 90s, but the plan was scrapped due to his popularity.
I have no idea. I probably could watch documentaries and tell you just as good as anybody else. 'Cause it's all over the place, Hulk Hogan stuff. I don't know.
Fiction?
No, I don't know.
No.
Because I don't know. I don't want to say fact or fiction. I feel like I heard something. Like, I just was watching something where they were, but I don't know.
And the last one. There was a talk of turning the Brood into supernatural faction with powers similar to the Undertaker.
Undertaker had powers? Raymond would like to believe Undertaker had powers. What powers? He sacrificed Stephanie McMahon and got powers? Where did he get
He
powers?
comes from the dead.
What powers did he have? He
Shows the weather.
What, oh, that's in an arena, Raymond. Like that was like lighting. Does Kane have powers?
Yes. Fire.
Well,
Like an airbender, but a firebender.
oh, so what would the Brood have had then?
You guys are vampires.
So we have supernatural powers. So what was the question again?
So there was talk of turning the Brood into a
Oh,
supernatural
wait, hold on.
faction.
So we were already a supernatural faction, so there was no turning into it, according to Raymond. We were supernatural vampires, so we would have powers. We'd have vampire powers.
Yeah, that's a tricky.
We come up through a ring of fire. We don't get burnt. We gave people blood baths. The lights would go out and they'd be covered with blood, like Carrie, I think we already had. I think we already had supernatural powers. We definitely had a headgear, and there was a reason Undertaker wanted us and his thing. I think because he knew our powers were stronger than his powers, and he thought they can unite it. But then when we were together, he realized our power was so stronger than the ministry power, so he had to snuff us out like a smoked cigarette.
Okay, so that's scratch
Confusing.
that one.
What, scratch it? I think I answered.
Oh no, I'm saying like as far as like fact or fiction, because you guys already were
I believe
supernatural.
We already were supernatural.
So
Well,
guess
I was a
technically
vampire,
that's-
but they never ever mentioned Christian Edge's vampires. They always said vampire-like or gothic-like. Actually, they never even called me a vampire. They always said gothic-like lifestyle, the gothic-like lifestyle of Gangrel, or the viscous liquid. And
So fact?
my challenge.
I think it's a fact. Yeah.
I think we already were, so I think it's
Okay.
a given. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. That was the last fact or fiction. Okay.
Now we're gonna go into the
You look frustrated. Like the fact or fiction bothered you there, huh?
Oh no, like I see what you're saying, so I'm trying to see like what you were asking.
I'm saying the Brood is way cool. Not because I was part of the. Raymond is a huge Undertaker fan, so anytime
I've
there's
seen
something,
it.
he slides Undertaker.
Okay.
He slides Undertaker in. He doesn't even acknowledge the American badass. He doesn't acknowledge it. He goes, "That didn't exist. It's Undertaker. It's Undertaker. It's Undertaker." Like, so, and there's a lot of people like that, and people go, they'll go, "Gangrel, oh, how was it cool to be in the Undertaker's ministry?" And I'm thinking, like, it was cooler to be in the Brood. I thought we were cooler. We had a better fashion sense. We hung out in
always hear about the
nightclubs. You ever
entrance.
seen our videos? We're out in raves. We'd hang out under piers. I mean, like, we're just like dudes going out and hanging out and
Yeah.
sucking blood on chicks' necks and like all this cool stuff and like dancing and raving, and the Brood was cool.
I agree.
Undertaker goes around trying to hang people and shit, you know? Like, he's just like, death. We were the life of a party. The life of a party. He was like the death of the party. You know, there was no party
Yeah.
there. Everything died around him. Like Raymond said, he controlled the weather. Well, the Brood controlled the party, the atmosphere, the energy, the fun. You want to argue that, Raymond?
No, you can have that.
You can have that. Thank you. As you
It's
sit
like
in a
I
dark
wanna
corner where
smoke.
nobody can even see you over there. No, I'm just saying the Brood was like, I enjoyed the Brood. It was fun. Not because it was cool. I think it was just really cool. And the Undertaker thing was really cool too. And it was cool to be a part of the ministry. But I've gone over this before where like the ministry, the Brood going into the ministry was like ultimately like the quicker death for the Brood, you know. So. Because it was well liked and the ministry was a heel unit at that time, and they put us in there, and the people still cheered us within that heel faction. They cheered us, which wasn't a good result. Like, you know, so they took us out of the ministry that quick. You'll see people say, "Oh, they were barely in the ministry, this and this and that," but it was because when we were in the ministry, and I'm not putting myself over. Christian Edge were just like really good for the Brood. It was a really cool thing. It was a magical moment, you know, lightning in a bottle. It happened, and it was organic, and it grew, but it was popular. It couldn't turn its heel no matter what they did.
Yeah.
They tried, and people still cheered the Brood. They put us in the ministry. They still cheered the Brood. They said, we got to get them out of the ministry, you know, and then feud the ministry, and then break us up after that. But ultimately, they had plans for Edge, you know, big plans for him, so he couldn't have stayed in the Brood forever. So, but the ministry thing speeded that death up, you know. It was a speedier death, you know, death upon sword or something. But
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
Rabbit hole portion of the show.
so yeah, it's actually called rabbit hole portion. I guess so.
I guess.
I wouldn't even look at it.
The Paul is Dead conspiracy. So today we're diving into the most fascinating conspiracy theories in music history. Paul is dead, and tying it into peculiar wrestling mystery involving Gangrel and the Brood's iconic entrance music. In 1969, rumors started to swirl that Paul McCartney of the Beatles had died in a car crash and was replaced by a look-alike. Fans and conspiracy theories became obsessed and overwhelmed with the uncovering different clues and hidden messages to prove their case. Take Revolution 9, played backward. It supposedly says, "Turn me on, dead man." Then there's the iconic Abbey Road album cover, where Paul is barefoot and out of step with the rest of the band, symbolizing a corpse in some cultures. And let's not forget Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, where a hand is raised above Paul's head on the front cover, a supposed omen of death. Before getting into some of the hidden messages, speak about your initial thoughts when you first became aware of this conspiracy.
Well, is there anybody even old enough to know this conspiracy? Like, do you even know about any of this?
I've
Like,
never
you're
heard of
27
this.
years old. What is the average wrestling fan or anybody? What is the average age of somebody watching this podcasts right now is even relevant to them. I mean, it's relevant in the sense that my ring music, when I would raise up, the Gangrel ring music or you call it the Brood ring music, had backward masking, like the thing that says "Turn Me On, Dead Man," that Take Revolution 9, where it played backwards, but. So the whispering you hear in mine, if you put headphones on, you'll hear whispering. If you were to play it backwards, it says, I can't quote it exactly because my brain is fried, but it'd be like, "I buried Paul, walk with me." Is like contributing to this conspiracy theory, saying Paul was dead, I buried Paul, and walk with me, and like the Abbey Road crossing the thing, walk with me. So you're saying follow me. So that's how my music and how I connect with this. But then again, I was born in 1969, so but I was a Beatles fan, so I've heard about all this stuff. Do I believe it? I don't know. I believe people like conspiracies, but obviously this Paul McCartney must have. The other one passed away, unfortunately, but this Paul McCartney was incredible. I mean, he's went on to like great things on Wings later. After you've probably heard of Wings, Paul McCartney Wings. The Beatles you probably don't know much of, but the Beatles the White Album was a tremendous album, probably the best album out there, especially at that time. So. I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know how, but people really know. I mean, it's a fun conspiracy. It's cool. Maybe they were smarter and ahead of the curve with everybody, so they planted these ideas of this thing to keep it. Whoever was in charge of that. I mean, they smoked a lot of good weed back then and did acid and shit like that. So like, their mind was really expanded. Like so maybe they were like, oh, maybe if we do little things and leak it here and there, people continuously. And 2024 be talking about like this Beatles conspiracy, and then they'll go and then they'll listen to the Beatles and go, and then they'll buy something on Spotify or whatever, and then now we're still gonna make money in like 2024. So maybe they were just really ahead of the game, or maybe the dude did die and they replaced him. And they just got really really lucky, and the new Paul was really really talented, and really really good, and
kept him.
It all worked out. So I don't know, man.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Similar to Paul is Dead clues, it said that if you play the Brood's theme backwards, you can hear whispers. And you just mentioned that. Some fans believe it's a message from the underworld. Others say it's just gibberish, or maybe instructions for a secret vampire ritual. The theories are endless and, frankly, a blast to dive into. Okay. Can you confirm or deny any of this? I'm sorry.
If there was a secret vampire ritual, I would not be fat. I'd have all my hair, and I would still look 27 years old. Right? Actually, I started doing the Gangrel, or the Vampire Warrior, when I was 20, 21. Oh, wow. So I would still look 21. Although I was a chubby kid at 21, so I might look the same. But the Gangrel, you guys knew I was 28 or 29 in WWE. At that time, I was 228, had abs. You didn't notice it under the puffy shirt, but I would like to look like that forever. So if I could figure that ritual out, maybe I would. Too. I don't know. Somebody said growth hormone, but I think they gave me some bad growth hormone because that's not working. So I don't know what's going on. I still look old and still like so. No ritual to it. Definitely backward masking for fun. Again, much like the Beatles might have done. The fellow that did this music, Jim Johnson, was a Beatles fan, and he might said, hey. People talk about, let me put this backward masking in where it plays backwards. I buried Paul, walk with me, and it gives something to talk about years later, or somebody freaking high, nothing better to do, and they have the equipment. Listen to that, and they say something to somebody. They say something to somebody. It's out there, and it always gives you something to go back and talk about, just like we're talking about it now. And just think it was a fun thing he did. There's definitely no hidden rituals or secret vampire shit or. Anything like that, and if it was a way to stay a vampire, I would have figured it out. Like
ASAP.
I don't know.
ASAP.
Maybe I really am, and that's why I have the crazy dreams I have, minus the P Diddy one, the other shit. But
That's
That was so
crazy.
weird. Like, it was him with his glasses and everything. Like,
People are funny.
it was the puffy version, like more not P Diddy, but all right, we'll move on.
So here's some more stuff. So Paul is dead, conspiracy clues and hidden messages in album cover. So Abbey Road. Paul is barefoot and out of step with the other Beatles, symbolizing that he's a corpse. Paul holds a cigarette in his right hand despite being left-handed, suggesting an imposter. The license plate on the Volkswagen Beetle in the background reads LMW 28IF, implying Paul would have been 28 if he had lived, although he was actually 27 at the time.
It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work to do all that. Now you think it was just, it's just something. I think, I don't know. I mean, some people swear to it. I think it was just having fun, and people are buying into it. You know, so.
Yeah, the 28 thing it looks like a far reach. I don't know.
Yeah, so you could give like your theories and stuff with Gangrel.
I just think it's a really cool picture. I thought it'd be a cool picture. They switched it up, you know.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people try to recreate.
Why did the first Paul McCartney smoke and the second one didn't? I mean, I don't know. Did they smoke? I have more questions. Did they smoke? I don't know. Did the Beatles smoke?
Or maybe they wanted the cigarette to be in the picture and the camera was facing that way. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that you can kind of draw from that.
Maybe they're doing the Fargo strut. That should have been like that. And then like that. And then Jackie Fargo? No, nobody. All right. Jeff Jarrett. You probably knew Jarrett was copying of Jeff Jarrett. But no, I really don't know. I haven't read up or deep dived into any of this. I mean, I maybe have when I was younger, and I didn't retain it, you know, because what am I gonna retain? Like, what am I gonna be like? Yeah, he died. All right, he died. Unfortunately, he died. Unfortunately, Matt, my twin, is in prison for life. I can't do nothing about it. Like, Paul McCartney died. I can't do nothing. But the other one was there, and he might have came up with the worst song ever, Ivory. That's like, yeah,
I mean, I hear that apparently it still happens to this day. Like, the Grammys just happened, and Celine Dion was there, and apparently, you know, she has stiff person syndrome, and last time that they checked in with her, she couldn't move, and she completely lost, you know, I guess it was like control of all her muscles. But then she showed up at the Grammys and handed out a award, and she looked perfectly fine. So now a conspiracy is that apparently she died. And then they replaced her with somebody else. They did that with her. They said that about like Avril, what is it? I forgot her name. Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I can never say her name. Her and then somebody else. They've been saying that apparently they got replaced and that's not them.
I heard all that.
Yeah, so I hear stuff like that till this day. Yeah, so.
I just think it was a cool thing. I think they were creative, and my personal thing. I mean, maybe there was. I passed away, but
like you still hear that to this day. But to finish this one off, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. A hand is raised above Paul's head, which is interpreted as a death omen. The Beatles stand in front of a grave-like arrangement of flowers with left-handed.
There's no hand above my head, is there?
I don't see any.
Okay.
With left-handed bass guitar made of flowers, possibly signifying Paul's grave.
Let me ask you this. You were worried about me talking about funerals and this and that. And you're going to wrap the show up with death omens and hands above the head and stuff. But as a beautiful album cover, it was very like colorful, wasn't it? Like, you even know who the Beatles are?
Yeah, I know who they are. I need somebody and come together. Yeah.
Well, that was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely.
Yeah, I know the Beatles. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like avid, like, oh my god, I know all their songs. Absolutely not. But
as I look at that album cover, if you go back and you look at that, do people see that?
I have it up on screen.
Right. So if you look at the album cover, I think, what is a conspiracy? There's all these faces and they're white. There's one black guy. Who's that guy? I mean, that's random to me. And this little creepy thing down here. What is that little thing? Like, is it a doll or what is that? No.
Yeah,
Raymond, I don't know. I don't know if you're asking or who's asking, but I don't know. I'm sure I read into it and I probably thought, oh, he died. It sounds cool. I'd buy into it. But this thing was probably great marketing. I don't know. Great marketing. So you'll be back here years later talking about it and breaking it down and keeping them relevant, you know? And
yeah.
I mean, I was a big John Lennon fan. I love John Lennon.
I've heard a lot of stuff about him, too.
Love John Lennon. Ringo Starr's still touring. You know, he played the drums. You know, Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney's still doing it. So it's you know, and people are still talking about the Beatles. It's like Christian Edge still do their things. They're big stars, like superstars, and they do their own thing, but they still go talk about the Brood. And now you're still talking about the Brood and the backmasking and the whispering. I buried Paul Walker Me, which is going to lead you back to the Beatles, which is all these 6 degrees of whatever. It brings you back full circle. So I just think it's all great marketing. All great marketing.
So
That's fair.
Not yet.
Oh, man. Okay. What about you, Nicole?
I mean,
I'd have to read more.
I would have to see more.
You could flip a coin. I mean, but
Because 2 nights ago, with the Grammys, I went down the rabbit hole with Celine Dion, and I'm like, I can see it.
They go through all that. They go through all that work just to insinuate that he's not. I mean, I think it's just marketing.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds like.
And I don't know about this cloning stuff. I mean, yeah, like, you think Celine Dion was cloned?
Not cloned, but I feel like they.
You said she died. How else she's gonna be back there?
I've heard this too about Britney Spears. Like the Britney Spears.
Britney's just cuckoo for coke. She's got what shit's going on in her mind is going on in my mind. Britney Spears is my mind acting out loud. Like what you see Britney doing is what's going on in my head.
Next time you go on Instagram, Coach is gonna be in front of the camera doing that like twirl where she sits there and then she's like doing this.
Oh, you don't know how many times I almost shaved my own head and like, oh my goodness, and just staring in the mirror.
It's funny because I quote that when people are like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, my mental state is 2007 Britney Spears. When she like shaved her head and started attacking people with an umbrella. That's where I'm at mentally.
I think Britney gets a bad rep, you know.
No, I feel bad for her, honestly. I feel bad, but people are saying that she was replaced because her teeth don't look the same. Like, there's this whole conspiracy theory.
Her teeth don't look the same as mine. They've been knocked out and
I have
changed.
a dental appointment in 2 weeks.
Stuff done. I mean, some days I have fangs. I mean, what the hell they must be saying about me? Yeah, he's replaced with a vampire. No, Britney's just little cuckoo for cocoa. People took advantage of her.
Yeah, once we see Coach twirling on camera, we gotta go.
If I had her money,
we need an intervention.
If I had Britney's money and people around me, they would be trying to control my ass, and you would see some cuckoo shit out of me, and I would do what I want because I had money to go do what I want. And like Britney's she's just a part of what goes on in my brain. Yeah. And I love Britney. Quit fucking with Britney. Leave Britney alone.
I love her.
Free Britney, man.
Yeah, free Britney. Yeah. Conservative shit.
Man, let her go do her own stuff, man. Maybe have somebody watch her kids so she doesn't affect them, but let her go do what she wants, you know? Like,
yeah, no. I feel you.
Yeah. Maybe there was a one, and he did pass away, and they replaced, but they still did this in a sense. It's a marketing thing. I don't know if it's paying tribute. If they wanted to pay tribute, they would have said, what did they have to lose if they replaced the guy in the band? They didn't even make it yet, I don't think. Like, right? Like, Paul McCartney died, the real Paul died before they ever made it, right? So what did it matter if they changed who the dude was? Like, did they have a record deal? Now you have to dwell back to that. Was there a record deal pending on this person being in the band? And you didn't think that the people that signed the record deal didn't know that, hey, that's not the guy that we signed the deal with because they signed him. So you got to go back to that there and go, like, come on, like,
that could be it.
You know what I mean? So so if they weren't broke through to the other side yet and fame and stardom or success, what would it matter that they switched the guy? And if they did, then everybody that signed him, everybody was in on it. But what did they have to gain? Because nobody knew. It's like, no, I don't think so. You know. And if he did, I think it was just. But I still think it was just marketing and whatever.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, Raymond. Why are you trying to throw stuff at me like this, like on a what is it? Thursday morning.
Yes.
But now, you know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go home because I'm gonna start doing laundry because I got stuff to do and I gotta start prepping for stuff. And I'm gonna go Google up and start reading on it and then come up with my own opinion again. And I'll be back here next week going, all right, well let me retract some of this. I think he did exist and he did die and they did pay tribute and whatever. But at the end of the day, I think the Beatles were tremendous, and I listen to all type of music from rock, rap, country, R&B, so gospel.
At practice sometimes the playlist starts switching gears and we go from like if you can't go from hood to holy, you cannot practice with us.
Hood to holy.
You gotta go from hood to holy. Like sometimes we're sitting there like, and then all of a sudden we end up listening to salsa. I'm like, okay,
sweet
okay, whatever.
In the highway, in the hedges. You know that one? Yeah.
I don't, but I'm just gonna go along.
Doing Jesus' work out in the highways and the hedges. Like, All right, Raymond. Where are we at? We wrapping it up here now? All right.
Yeah. It's a good episode. I like this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little tongue-tied and stumbled all over Strawberry Fields, Revolution 9. I'm so tired, Glass Onion.
Not tongue-tied. You were doing freaking auction voices and stuff. That's the like furthest away from tongue-tied.
Beatles, tremendous. Undertaker, Raymond's favorite, obviously. What else do we cover? Funeral homes, morgues, this and that. Judy's not a demon. Nvidia is not a demon, Joe. She is not a demon. Joe, we all love you, but she's not a demon. You are safe. She's not going to snatch your soul.
He's going to come to class wearing a cross.
I did not do any vampiric rituals or anything else. So, yeah. But that was like episode 89. Covered. You didn't even tell us what you did on your birthday, but I guess that's...
we just chilled, literally. That's all I did was just chill. I didn't do anything crazy.
All right. Sign of the times like Prince. Listen to a lot of Prince before the show, but Raymond has no idea any Prince song. You need one Prince song, Purple Rain. It's the only Prince song Raymond knew. Shame on you.
Nicole.
Huh?
Darling Nikki.
She knew Darling Nikki. She took me to her castle.
I'm letting you sink in that hole, baby. Like, you're going now.
She had the devices that money could buy.
Raymond, I got
said,
your back.
Sign your name on the dotted line.
Scares me,
The
so
lights went out,
with you.
and Nikki started to grind. That was episode 89. Bangin' a bangin'. Wall song.
Good song.
Bad enough.
Take some. I let you sing by yourself. He's like, Nicole. I'm like,